Okay, what we're going to do now is steering box ratio. You go, well, I've got a 40 Ford, how do I build a 40 Ford? You go, I'm getting on a bit, I want power brakes, and I want power steering in my 40 Ford. That's the size of a Saginaw 800 in a 35 to 40 frame. Like that's the distance you can get. The pokey out. No one ever done these measurements. No one ever done them. So you'd never know. Everyone's going to put a Vega box in. Look, the maximum is 5.5 inches. Okay, 5.5 inches. Boardston double joint. Saginaw 800, count the splines. If it's a 30 spline box, it will be a 14:1 ratio. These steering joints are about £300. That Boardston in the shaft's about 50 quid. That's just a bit of an 1 3/4 tube that's bored to have a pushing bearing from a bicycle bottom bracket that's like 15 quid for 2 brand new bearings and some lovely spacers. Right, anyway, where was I? It's all stock. It's all stock. Steering ratio, right? Because that's a 14:1 ratio gearbox, just because it come off a Jeep with really long steering arms. How it gets you is, the input is 5 inches from here to the actual steering arm, and on the input arm, it's 7 inches. Stock, it's 7 inches. So, have I lost any? Because I haven't checked this since I put it all together. What have I lost from 7 inches? You know, I've lost about, what do you reckon I've lost? I've lost about 3/4 of an inch. So because my steering arms have become shorter because they've been dropped, you see they've been dropped? The steering's going to be even quicker than it was before. And I've got an ultra fast steering box. You can't get a faster steering box than that. So we'll count the turns, right? Right, tape up the top at 12 o'clock. We'll go round once. So we've got one, and hopefully I've got a quarter more. Look, and I'm stuck, right? No one needs to tell you. If you go in your modern brand new car, go into your modern brand new car. I'm right on the stops, okay? And what you'll see is your steering box ratio will be 2.5 turns, an inch, 1 1/4 turns, 1 1/4 turns each way, just like this. This is going to be like driving a brand new car or a modern car. The same the other way. Tape at the top for 12 o'clock. 1 1/4. 1 1/4, and I'm on the stops. You know, I can't believe it. I'm so good. You're driving your hot rod and you don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're doing. If you can't do that, okay, and get 2.5 turns, 1 1/4 turns each way, have it set up perfectly so, you know, you don't have to split the wishbone. You can return it to stock easy just by throwing the stock axle back in. You use the stock 40 tie rod on a 36 because you change the axle. The axle's gone from 48.5 to 48. You've only come over 1/4 of an inch, you can wind it in on this tie rod. You don't even have to modify the tie rod or the drag link. You know, stock pitman arm. No hot rod parts are in this. Okay, the caliper adapter is, but it's a forged item, and it's a 78 up metric caliper, and that's not a stock disc. It's a Chevy disc, but it's drilled forward. You know, just the aftermarket spring's a spring. You know, it's just a spring, and the wheels are aftermarket, but they're so lovely. You know, but you don't even have to string it for Ackerman, right? Because it's a stock spindle with a stock steering arm. All right, where he's dropped them, you can tell because it's perfect side by side. Look, I'm on the lot. I'm on the stops. This is just so you can see. I'm on the stops there. That's what that is. I'm only doing this video so when I'm sitting indoors, I can just ring the guy from Blackpool. I forgot his name. You know, they're the same steering tops. You know, that one actually looks a bit tighter. This is what I'm looking at because I'm fussy as frig. You know, that seems a bit tighter. Is it that? Is it that? See, this is what you don't ever see. Is it that? Touching that? And stopping it go the other way. You get me? You never ever get the chance to do this because that was touching that earlier and it wasn't going all the way over there. If you know what I'm saying. You know, you'll get discrepancies side to side just because the spring isn't laden, and the spring, if this spring isn't perfectly in the middle here, right, which it isn't, like, you know, it's slightly to the left a bit, a couple of mil, it will double your compound or double your error. But this steering is absolutely brilliant. See, so I am. Not that I'm perturbed. Oh no, I weren't looking down. Why weren't I looking down? Yeah, it seems just a bit more this side. No. But that may well be that I haven't equalised the tie rod. Anyway, you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? The drag link and the tie rods have got to be, the distance between here and here, to there, has got to be equalised. I've got to equalise that, and I can do that. And I can take a bit off. I've got shorter ones of these, but I've lost one, pulling it over. Right, okay. So I'm happy as a pig in shit. Put the engine in now and get that running. But front suspension and steering is done, which is brilliant, because it's perfect. Thank you, please. Right, what I'll do as well is I'll just show you the difference, right? Now that's a 40 axle, 40 wishbone, you see it? 40 wishbone. Straight over, no weight in the car, the shackle's already laden. Don't know what's wrong with this spring, but it's the same as that one over there. You notice it's a 8-inch wide axle as well, but it just doesn't look, this isn't the SoCal one, that's Magnum. But it just doesn't look, it doesn't look the same, it doesn't look cool. This front axle, that front axle just looks cool. It just looks great. You know, you tell me, everyone, where do you get them disc brake covers? I'm sure they're an MGBGT disc thing that I said to someone, yeah, do this, and someone done it, you know. Where can you just buy them for 30 quid? I'll buy a pair. You know, run the Chevy rotors, yeah, and then you've got options to add 10, I think it's 10 or 13 mil, 3/8 or half an inch, widen the track, you know, and put the stock stops back in, okay, widen the track 10 mil, because it touches. You know, it touches. It might just be like, you know, that this spindle stop just isn't letting it go over. But it might be too sharp anyway, you know, that's what you've got to dial in, that's what it's all about. Well, I want to get my engine in now. I'm going to go and get the engine crane. The pedals are in. Okay, great, that's a catch up for 2025. Oh, what else did I do? Oh, you wouldn't believe what I did here. This one I catch you. You can fit the wing mirrors. You can fit the wing mirrors and have the arm here, right? And the door won't open. And you can't get this wing mirror around this bump thing here. And I wanged it in because it was under tension, and I mushroomed up the top of me brand new pin. I was so annoyed with myself, you know. And other things all went wrong, and it was getting on my nerves. But I've actually hung my door now, and I think they're Model A, them things. But I must bring the other ones because I bought them. That looks factory. I like that with a bit of paint on. I should really just buy some M8 ones rather than M6, I don't know. Put my doors on. I've done all my seals. I've done the back. I just need to see what I mean. That is just, it's a different door. So it can only be the wedge-ifiers. Yeah. Oh no, but that wedge-ifier, That washing needs to just be tapped up. Right. Get on with getting the engine in. I'd run it like that. This is being brush painted in blue. I want some blue paint, blue 2K if you've got any. Thank you, please.